Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this. You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, a podcast where three sisters get together and exchange stories of the paranormal, true crime, or anything chilling and fascinating. Today, the three of us are together in Forest Grove at Grand Lodge McMenamins, a very haunted property, according to the experience that we've had so far while we're here. We're having a great time. And we also have merch. We have canvas tote bags, cardigans, sweatshirts, t-shirts, beanies. Is that it? Did I nail them all?
Yeah, those are the main things we have, and they're all really cute. We've had great feedback on them so far.
Yes, and they are at thespookydarlings.printful.me. So, as we tell you about Grand Lodge McMenamins, we're going to begin with Emily. She's going to give us, go ahead. I'll just let you explain it.
I'll just give you a brief history of the property. So, the Grand Lodge McMenamins was originally a Freemason lodge, and it was built in, I guess it was started around 1920. It was completed in 1922 as a facility for aging and or infirm Freemasons. In 1926, they added a children's cottage that was an orphanage. And then just a little over a year later, they closed the orphanage because of unharmonious relations between the elderly people and the children. So the children were then placed with families, adopted out to families, and the orphanage was no longer a part of the property. And then over that, basically the next almost 80 years.
Talk about old people being like, get off my lawn.
Wait, and just, I was a little unclear. The orphanage was annexed from the property, or just there was no longer an orphanage on the property?
They repurposed, they closed down the orphanage.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
Got it.
Sent the children away from the property because I guess the grumpy old people didn't really like having children running around.
Yeah, little did they know, those children were good at sweeping away the falling paint chips. We saw it on a mural.
We did see it on a mural. So gradually the building no longer was used as its original purpose, but in the year 2000, the McMenamin brothers purchased it, and they have done a really great job at restoring the property using the original style and architecture. I mean, I guess the architecture remained the same, but like the Freemason symbolism and everything, It's hard to even describe it. It's such a cool aesthetic here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they've turned this property into now a hotel where you can stay and soak, and it's just pretty amazing.
There's a spa. There's a few restaurants, a few bars, really fun places to eat, to drink, gorgeous grounds to walk around. I'm a little bummed that it's not the original grounds, like looking at pictures of how big it was. And they had like they had gardens that were basically shaped like the 5-point Masonic star that almost like maze-like, where you basically walked the pattern of the star. Mm-hmm. It just looks like it was so cool. It still is so cool. But I love the McMenamins brothers. I love what they do with old properties. I love that you kind of can come in and get that awesome spooky vibe. And they're very welcoming to people that are interested in the paranormal. Mm-hmm. It's just like nice. I love coming here. We are going to tell you about us walking around last night. We brought our EMF reader. And today, actually, basically everywhere we walk, we have our EMF reader, which if you don't know what that is, it's an electromagnetic frequency meter. And it basically senses like electromagnetic waves in the air. So it will go off if it's near like a phone tower or something. But if there's nothing electric nearby and it's going off, many people believe it's a sign of paranormal activity. And it was going crazy. I felt like last night a ghost, we didn't have much luck at the very beginning, but at some point a ghost seemed to join us. Mm-hmm. And it really felt like we were being followed around by a spirit or by some kind of entity for a while. And we ended up running into somebody from our hometown, and we were just chatting with him, and he was telling us about some other McMenamins properties and some other haunted rooms. And it was really interesting because we were kind of just listening to him holding our ghost meters, not even remembering that they were on. And as he started talking about these haunted rooms, the meters went wild.
Nuts.
Yes. And then the minute we were like, well, how's your family? And started talking about things that weren't McMenamins properties, the meters went like totally back to showing no sign of electromagnetic frequency. And so when we caught on, we were like, oh, talk about the ghosts again, talk about the haunted rooms. Immediately it went wild again, just like all the way up to red, which is the high frequency. I don't know. And then, I mean, I really felt like walking down into the basement, you can feel a definite change in energy. It feels heavy. And our bartender, do you guys remember the first bartender we talked to? And this was actually not in the basement bar, but his story was was about the basement bar. Do you remember it?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Did one of you want to tell it?
Oh, sure. I'm happy to tell it. So he told us that he is very scared of ghosts, actually, and that he one night saw, it was like as he was working and stacking his like glasses and everything, he saw kind of off to the side what looked like somebody taking a bar towel and like kind of like whipping it from like right outside the doorway, whipping it in a circular motion. And then he saw it a few times and was like, he told himself, okay, just ignore it and it'll go away, because he was kind of freaked out. And then he walked away somewhere else. Do you remember where he said he walked? He just walked somewhere else, and then he heard a huge clatter, and everything that he had just stacked, in addition to some like soda water bottles, just clattered to the ground, and glass shattered everywhere. And he was so freaked out. So he ran to get another coworker. The coworker came back and they were like, well, if you saw it, you know, something, did you acknowledge it? Because the ghost doesn't like it if you don't acknowledge.
Yes. And he specifically said, she doesn't like it if you don't acknowledge her. So I was like, oh, so it's a female ghost. It's a she. And he's like, yeah. So now every time I work, I come in and I say, hey,
how are ya? Yeah. And then he also said that some of his customers have kind of like been sitting there, and they'll just get up and be like, you know what? I think I need to leave and sit somewhere else. I feel like something's hovering over me and it's making me really uncomfortable. He said that he's had customers say that to him.
I honestly, I felt that last night when we were walking around. I felt like when the EMFs were going off like crazy and we started feeling like an entity was following us, I genuinely felt like someone else was in our group. I felt like there was another. It just sort of felt like if you look to your right, you'd see someone there. You know how you can feel someone come up and stand next to you? You can feel their presence even before you see them. That is how it felt. Did you feel that?
I felt something, maybe not quite as strongly as you did, but like definitely just kind of like.
Because you're not as
sensitive
spooky
as you.
I'm just kidding.
Sensitive in the paranormal sense.
You might also not be as sensitive. Who knows?
And yeah, it was very interesting watching the readers like in the same spot go from like no activity to some pretty crazy activity. It's really fun.
Yeah, I did kind of a couple times feel like that little bit of like goosebumps or like hair raised on the back of my neck, just, you know, when we had those, you know, when the readers were going off. And I don't know if just one made me feel the other, or if it really was something that, you know, we were sensing.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to tell. We almost I don't know. It did feel like someone joined us and sort of followed us around. And then when it's just so weird because it's like our EMF readers were going off all the way until we got back into our hotel room. And then literally like we opened our hotel room and then just nothing. And the other thing was when we went down into the women's restroom, it was like the EMF readers were going off when we went into the restroom, but it almost seemed like as soon as, well, this is how I perceived it, as soon as the ghost realized, oh, this is a women's restroom, it left. And then we heard the doorknob rattle and we were like, just a minute, someone's in here. And it kept rattling and we heard like banging on the door. And we, I mean, who knows? It could have just been a person that walked away, but when we came out, nobody was there. No one was standing there. And I think the ghost was like, okay, I gave you your privacy. Now hurry up. Come on out. That's what I think.
We're hanging out tonight, you guys. So
It's proof. I mean, solid, right?
yeah. The like banging and rattling on the door did kind of freak me out, especially like coming out of the restroom and nobody's waiting to use it, but they needed to like rattle on the door more than once when we already had said like, just a moment.
Yes. So there's a couple possibilities. Very drunk person that got impatient and just was like, I'm going somewhere else. Or the most likely scenario, a ghost that was ready for us to come back and hang with them. Yeah.
Okay, and then there was another story from another bartender that we spoke to.
Yes.
Who said that one night he had locked, he was shutting everything down, locking everything up. He was a manager, and he set the alarm and left. And when he came back in the next morning, he was the last person to leave and then the first one in the next day. And one of the tables had been moved, like a big, heavy table had been moved to like the center of an arch doorway.
Of a doorway. Yeah, and the way this bar is set up, this is Bob's Bar. Is it Bob's Bar in the basement? I believe.
I think so.
Bob's Bar in the basement. It's almost like it used to be hotel rooms that they carved big, or maybe like boarding rooms, probably, that big doorways, like kind of arch doorways are carved in between. So you're in the bar and then you're going to go through a doorway into another room, then through another doorway into another room. And there's sinks in each corner. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a little bit even just spooky feeling like right in there. And he just said one of the tables got moved into the middle of the doorway. And we ended up kind of getting to know this bartender and having a little bit of connection. He is a part of the same choir as one of my friends from college. They're both in the Portland Gay Men's Chorus. So shout out to the Portland Gay Men's Chorus.
Woohoo.
They're amazing. I love it. They came to Eastern Oregon and visited us, and we were so glad. I hope they come again. Any listeners from Portland Gay Men's Chorus, we love you. We hope you'll come back. And thank you so much to our bartender last night for the story and for letting us really pick his brain. He was super, super sweet to us. And
So nice.
really, I just love it when people are willing to share their stories. It just means so much. Well, shall we?
Oh, yeah. So we were able to check out the ghost logs that they have at the front desk. It's pretty neat. They let you take it. You just have to like leave your ID at the front and they'll let you take the ghost logs, which we did. And we were able to kind of peruse the stories that guests here have shared.
Which if you are familiar with McMenamins properties, this is this awesome thing they offer where if you have any kind of spooky experience, they're like, here. I think that they probably got to a point where they had so many guests coming up and saying, I had the craziest experience. Has anyone else reported this? That they're like, listen, we don't have time for all of this. So please write it down. Please write it down. And now luckily they have this great collection of spooky stories. If you listened to our Edge-filled McMenamins episode from a while ago, we read several of the ghost logs for that episode. And it's... yeah, they do it at all the McMenamins properties, I believe.
I think so.
There's only one way to find out, and that is we have to go stay at all of them.
Every single one.
We probably need to.
And yeah.
And ghost hunt.
And yes. And try all the restaurants.
It's my favorite kind of research is travel
also,
research.
Just the food today at the lunch. I mean, this is not spooky, but delicious.
Yeah. Their seasonal pizza was really good.
It was so
something
good.
I normally wouldn't choose too.
Yeah, butternut squash. It was like
Brussels sprouts.
Autumn.
It was so good. Yeah, it was really delicious.
And then, I mean, honestly, I think that the big star was the mac and cheese. It was like a mushroom truffle mac and cheese. Oh gosh, it was so good. And it was like just the perfect amount for us to order truffle fries, mac and cheese, and pizza, and then just split it amongst the three of us. It was delicious. It was rich. I'm still full, and it was hours ago that we had that. So anyway, McMenamins, try the restaurants, try the food, come for the ghosts.
Stay for the delicious food.
Yeah.
And then it's ghost in your belly.
Ghost in your belly. All right.
Okay, so I actually have the very first entry in the ghost log right here in front of me. Would you like me to start?
Yes, you start.
Okay, so first it says Grand Lodge opened March 1st, 2000. Here lies the written details of guest occurrence here in the hotel and establishment.
Wow.
So, okay, Sunday, October 15th, 2000. After finishing our supper in the restaurant, we'd briefly talked with our waitress, Michelle, about ghosts. I went upstairs to our room to leave my save for later box. Was looking forward to rejoining my husband downstairs for a ghost walk. And as I walked through the hall to our room, I sort of opened myself, like feeling very aware. So aware. Sorry, let me just.
Okay, we just side note. A lot of these are handwritten in cursive, and so we pre-read the ones and chose each of us. And like Haley and I have not listened to the stories Emily has selected, and same. Like they haven't heard the ones I've selected, but we are reading cursive.
Yeah, lots of different handwriting types. This one's actually very neatly written. Okay, so she said, I opened myself, like feeling very aware and welcoming to any spirits who might be around. In our room, I sensed immediately a little old lady, Ginny or Virginia, I thought, but then I dismissed it, figuring I was trying too hard. I put my food box on the night table by the bed and half seriously said out loud, well, Ginny or Virginia, you are welcome to my dinner if you'd like some. I reached over across the bed for something, looking away for less than a second, and when I looked back, my pile of napkins had been very neatly rearranged like this, and she drew a picture of them kind of stacked, like symmetrically staggered, like not symmetrically, stacked, evenly spaced, staggered. Mm-hmm. And she drew a picture. We can put that on the Instagram. Stacked and spaced apart next to the box. No way had I done it, and I got this very pleasant feeling, old lady feeling, and said, why, thank you. I was excited and went downstairs to find my husband and tell Michelle. I guess I was still half doubting, though, if it was valid. I didn't find my husband and returned to the room. The box had... Oh, her husband had gone to the car. She put in tiny parentheses.
Oh.
The box... The box had been perfectly lined up, and the little plastic fork and spoon that I had laid aside were perfectly lined up on their upright edges, not flat. The fork next to the salad and the spoon next to the stew on their edge inside the opened box.
Oh, cute.
So I went rushing downstairs to bring Michelle up to see this and ask her if she saw it too. This very pleasant feeling came with the old lady in the room. Don't worry.
Aww.
And then, should I read the next one? Because they respond a little bit.
Oh,
They
yeah,
say,
yeah, why
I
not?
don't know, you might want to worry a bit. I've been working out here off and on for over a year, doing tile work in the basement, during which time I had a couple weird vibes, but nothing significant until today. It was snowing pretty good when I left Portland yesterday, so I decided to stay the night out here for the first time to avoid the mess. This morning, when I opened the door to my storage room in the hallway that leads to the soaking pool, the first thing I noticed was that the broken rock that I left spread out on my seafood. Oh, it looks like scaffold. He had a rock on his seafood.
Away. Also, I didn't realize that this was a seafood restaurant. Right?
The broken rock that I had left out on my scaffold was stacked into two piles, very intricately balanced. My hammer was standing on end on top of the mastic bucket. My cord was hanging on the end of the scaffold. My tile nippers were hooked in my utility lamp, all of which were lying in disarray when I last turned off the light and shut the door, which automatically locks. Yesterday evening, at this point, I immediately ran upstairs. Wait, so it...
Like all his
Okay,
tools
so
were
he'd left it all. Yes, he'd left it all kind of in disarray, and then he came back, and it was all put in, a weird place. So I immediately ran upstairs in search of witnesses. It was at that time when I returned with Hadley, one of the artists working out there, that we saw the word "leave" spelled out in tiny chips of rock.
This sounds like a different ghost, though.
Well, maybe he was saying because the woman organized the napkins, maybe he thought it was the same, or she thought it was the same ghost because it organized his tools. Then it's like, now get out.
So the word "leave" was spelled out in tiny chips of rock. I suppose that it's possible that someone was pranking me, although no one had keys to that room. So no keys to that room were checked out. Creepy.
Oh.
On a side note, I'm not entirely sure that someone didn't tuck me in last night. I woke up around 4 a.m. and the sheet and blanket that I had pulled down to get into bed were tightly tucked in under the mattress.
Oh.
Maybe it was the nice lady from the previous story trying to make up for the jerk who was busy attempting to freak me out in the basement. Room 216.
Ooh,
Oh.
room 216.
216.
I'm going to write these down. Okay. I had a thought. Did you guys ever see, I think it was like a year ago, there was a guy, he was like a fix-it guy, like a handyman. And he kept saying that he would leave his tools out. And then every morning he would wake up and all of his tools were put away. And he was like, what the heck is happening? So he thought like ghost or something paranormal, but he was like a skeptic. So he set up a video camera. It was a mouse. There is a video of a mouse that would come in, take his tools and drag them back into the toolbox and like organize them. How though? I do not know. Maybe the
Mice
mouse
are
was a
smart.
ghost.
Mice are smart.
Was it like a cartoon mouse with a
Yes.
T-shirt on or
It was
something?
Tom. His name was Tom.
Oh, I was thinking of...
No, I'm kidding. It was a real mouse. No, this is real. You can look it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just made me think of it because it was like he really thought like, what's happening? I want to, am I going to get a ghost on camera?
And the mouse learned how to spell leave.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so I did want to show you the guy did leave a picture of the words. So of everything stacked up and then of where it says leave. Can you see that? I'll put this on Instagram, but do you see it says leave in little
Yes. Yep. This will
rock
be on our
powder or rock shards?
on our TikTok and Instagram. We will have that photo. That is
yeah.
so cool. I love it that someone left the photo.
Yeah?
Yes, because when we did not Grand Lodge, when we did Edgefield McMenamins, we had so many people who were like, we have a photo. And we're like, well, you didn't leave it for us to see.
And I loved the one where somebody had like a physical thing happening that at the very end, and they're like, and we took a photo. And it's like, oh, of this physical event. You have a still photo.
And we're like, we really, yeah, also leave the photo. Don't just tell us you have one. Okay. This is Nettie. I'll read the next one. So this is August 27th, 2001. I was sleeping and having some dreams that were different than usual. I woke up with a start and saw a ghostly being floating in the room. I also saw something run across the luggage rack and hollered to my husband to turn on the light or to turn the light on.
Oh my gosh.
By the time he did, it was gone. Room 224, which I will write down.
It was a mouse.
Well, it might have been.
If it ran across the luggage rack.
Well, this is what I have to say. First of all, you shouldn't have kept the luggage rack in your room. That is not nice. Then other people cannot use it.
Oh, it's not one of those.
Oh, maybe it was. You know what? I immediately thought
You thought it was a luggage trolley.
cart.
Yeah.
And so when I read that, I was like, well, that is mean to leave it in your room. That
That
other
is
people
that
can't use
mouse's
it.
home.
Anyways, floating being, another person running across the luggage rack. Like, that's a lot of paranormal. Okay, I'm going to turn this upside down so I'm not tempted to read. And you go, Haley.
All right. So, while touring the facility in preparation for a job reunion to be held in September, my friend commented that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she smelled old people. I dismissed it, thinking, well, duh, this used to be the Mason and Eastern Star home for the elderly and infirmed, so that would make sense. But then I encountered a very distinct flowery smell, like an old woman's perfume. We were in the basement outside of the Alice Inkley room near the entrance to the soaking pool. I thought it must be the smell of the chemicals used in the pool area, so I went to the pool area to check it out, but the smell was gone. Just steps away, but a completely different aroma. It gave me goosebumps. Was some little old Eastern Star lady's ghost following us around? Is she just lonely? Very subtle, but exciting. So many lost souls just linger here. Jennifer.
Gosh. Did it say room number or just Alice Inkley room?
Just the Alice Inkley room.
But that was in the basement. Mm-hmm. We'll have to walk down there later.
Yeah. And there seems to be lots of like smell things that happen here, like with the lavender lady, right? Lavender lady.
Lavender lady.
for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think
All right,
she's you'll find paintings of her if you come visit this place. They're like I think the first time we saw a painting of her, we're like, oh, is that a person? Is it a ghost? Oh, it's a painting.
Well, she has startled me more than once.
Yes. Yeah, she sure has.
Okay, this one says, I was downstairs with my friends and a boy called me upstairs. He had blonde ringlets and blue eyes. I walked into a side room and he started talking to me. He told me to go downstairs and talk to my friends. Several times he wouldn't come downstairs. He stopped halfway and talked to me, but would not come downstairs. Boy, 18 years old, friendly.
Oh my gosh.
Black eyed
Wait,
kid.
what room were they on? They were on the first
say
floor?
a room. She just said she was downstairs with her friend and a ghost boy, I assume, called her upstairs.
But it didn't say first floor, second floor. It doesn't specify. Oh,
And he wouldn't come down past halfway down the stairs.
And he had ringlets. That does sound very suspicious to me.
Ringlets sounded like a toddler, and then she said he was 18, so I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, that's creepy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay, me? All right. December 16th, 2001. I was just returning from the restroom at 4:30 a.m. Oh, yeah. If you're not familiar with McMenamins properties, some rooms do not have bathrooms in them. Some do. And if you have one without a bathroom, then they have like a public, not public, but sort of like private bathrooms down the hall that people share.
Your key lets you
Yeah,
into.
they're very nice.
Yeah.
Still worth it. It's like old timey. That's how old timey hotels used to be.
Yeah. When we've done it, it's been fine.
Yeah. I kind of like it. All right. Okay. Back to my story. I was returning from the restroom at 4:30 a.m., got back in bed, top bunk, and was getting ready to go back to sleep when this strong energy force shot through my entire body, from my toes to the top of my head. It happened 3 or 4 times.
Whoa.
I tried to call out, but my mouth was paralyzed.
Oh.
No words came out, and I could not move anymore. It honestly felt like somebody or something was running through my body.
Sleep paralysis.
I know, well, sleep paralysis, but they had just come back from the restroom and climbed back in bed. But maybe they were starting to fall back asleep, so maybe it was sleep paralysis, but I don't know.
Who knows?
It honestly felt like somebody, or okay, I already said that. Honestly felt like somebody or something was running through my body. I did not see a thing, but it was definitely there, only in my body. It's pretty scary. The funny thing is, I told them in my head to stop playing around with me, and it immediately stopped. I am no longer a skeptic, and that was room 220.
Oh my gosh.
That's really scary, though.
Stop playing around with me.
Stop playing around with me. I love that she couldn't. She had to, like, I had to say it in my head because I couldn't make my mouth move.
Oh, that's great. All right. Spent time in 220. Heidi, she was getting a whiff of an entity who was probably trying to just get in contact with the other side. She would have had a stroke or a heart attack if it had really stuck to her. She said, "Go," and it went. This means that she is probably a bit psychic and very touchy about this stuff. She should contact a psychic about it.
You know what's funny?
Also,
the story I just read, Heidi. Oh. I wonder if that person knew Heidi. I wonder if they were together because it's same room, 220.
And they each wrote their story.
Yes. Okay, keep going.
Also, there is a woman who walks around one of the downstairs parlors. She is said to be very elegant and very much said to be elegant, and a woman who wants to be understood as a prominent figure. She is said to have. It is said she is Alice, who wants to be part of this establishment. And she says, "God bless you all for making this a flourishing business."
I wonder if that's Alice Meek. Wasn't that the name of the Meek lady? Alice Meek. Also, maybe that is who it is that's in the basement that wants to be greeted.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "This is my establishment and you will acknowledge me."
She's like, "I'm an elegant lady, but you will say hi or I'm going to knock your stuff down to the floor.
And I'm going to hover
I'm gonna
while
break some
you
shit."
drink a drink.
Exactly.
Ghost rules are always so tricky.
Tricky. All right, Emmy.
Okay, this is a bit of a long one, and it's a two-parter because the husband and wife both spoke on the same thing. Okay, so my wife and I decided to have a runaway day, as we call it, from our house guests' sons, dogs, birds, war, etc.
I get it. We get it. I think we kind of did that this weekend, didn't we?
Reasonable.
Yeah, that have begun to affect our easygoing manner. You don't stay married to the same person for over 25 years if you both aren't easygoing. Due to bad weather and time restraints, runaway day rule number 1 states the runaway day time restraint is 24 hours. As the coast or desert were out of the question. Having a book on Oregon lodging/motels, when we opened it, it fell open to the Grand Lodge. Our fate was sealed. Calling ahead, we found a room available and decided, what the heck, why not? It was then that we began noticing things steering us to the lodge. About a month earlier, my
board?
wife is at Costco and drawn to a book, Ghost Stories of Oregon. We have no interest in nor owned any such books, but almost immediately the pages fall to 145, The Grand Lodge. Dismissing the stories as just that, the book is discarded. The Lodge Motel book fell open to the Grand Lodge. Short notice, room available for us. Decided to purchase book at Costco for a good laugh before checking in, and to our amazement, read that the youngest of 4 sisters who lived in the orphanage has my wife's name.
What is the name? What is the name? Does it say?
Oh, let me see if
It's okay.
it
You
says
can tell
her
us at
name.
the end if you want.
Just keep reading
Leah
your story.
Hammond or Leah
Leah.
Lamond. Leah is the
Leah.
Oh, maybe just same first name? Okay, got it. I was
That's what
thinking
I
first and
assumed.
last. You're smarter than
I
I
was
am when it
thinking-
comes to
I was
ghosts.
thinking last name, like the family name.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, no, first name. I'm pretty sure it's Leah. Okay,
Nice.
so we have got to check this out. Arrival and check-in. Normal, except last second room transfer from 119 to...
our room.
We are. But last second transfer from 119 to 110. I pre-checked room. Needed to be cleaned. Nothing unusual. We strolled the grounds and found pictures of Leah as a child. These photos look exactly as my Leah did when she was the same age.
OMG, we're going to go find those. We are going to stroll these grounds and find Leah.
And then he says, Decided on a room package with dinner. Leah's dinner was perfect. Mine was a disaster. Leah decided that after dinner and drink, we will go for a soak. I complained that it's cold and rainy. Guess what? When we get to the soak pool, it's clear stars. No wind. Soak finished around 10 p.m. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention.
This is a delight.
I first received that oh yeah as like soak finished at 10 p.m. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention, just prior to dinner, when we came back to our now clean room, a strong lilac odor met us upon entering. I kind of liked it, but Leah was repulsed and we had to prop open the door and window and let the cold breeze usher it from the room. It took several hours for this odor to leave us.
No way.
Around midnight, we both were awakened by the shower in our room coming on. Not a full force, but not just a drip either. I got up and turned it off. Tried to duplicate this condition, but was unsuccessful. And I'm a plumber, too. In the AM, 8:30-ish, Leah was brushing her hair. She was brushing her hair at the sink, and the water she was using from the sink turned itself down. Maybe there was some rivalry between Leah as an orphan and Old Lady Lilac. What do you think?
I wonder. And also, earlier you were like, oh, the smell, like the lilac lady. And I was like, do you mean the lavender lady? But there must be a lilac lady,
So
too.
I think sometimes people might be getting these flowers confused.
Oh, you
interchanged.
guys, they do not smell the same.
No, I don't think they do. But yeah.
They're
I
both
think
purple.
I think there's just
They
like
do
an old lady
look
floral
purple
scent.
and are.
And they do, even that like painting of the lady upstairs looks kind of like that light purple hue. So I think people must just be kind of confusing it. Okay, but then the wife, Leah, writes, the supernatural? Do I think it's out there? Oh, caps. Oh, yeah.
Wait. Are you sure it's not?
Oh yeah.
It is. It's both. Oh, yeah.
I love these people.
But I'm much more of a realist. The flowery room smell was definitely put there. The water at the sink shutting itself off, maybe I did bump it while messing with my hair. The midnight shower making a noise, like the shower hose draining back through the tub spigot that fills the tub. No doubt that's what I heard in my sleepy state. But not until breakfast did I realize that there is no tub in our room, only the shower. Other guests had no smell, and the sink? Question mark?
Oh girl.
Leah Lamond.
Oh, I love that last name, by the way.
Nice name.
Yes, I love it too. And that was a delight, very long delight that I shared with you all.
I think it would be a hilarious prank to add an establishment where it's sort of like the lore is that there's a lady named the Lavender Lady because she leaves the scent of lavender or lilac, whatever. Pick a scent. We could even do rose.
Okay.
To just like get a bottle of rose scented or lavender scented room spray and just like walk around and spray it and then run and then film people and be like, to see what happens.
Okay. Let's get a
get somebody
purple.
who's real
Let's get a
fast.
purple bed sheet. Cut all eye holes.
Yes.
Douse it in lilac or lavender perfume.
I love this. I love this.
Run through the halls.
End of story.
Wait, so now we're becoming the ghost.
You become the lavender lady.
Yeah, I like this.
Only at death do you become the ghost.
Yeah. Oh. Are we cutting out that?
You can.
Or leave it. I thought it was great.
Well, my comeback is, if you recall. Okay. All right. Now this one is not. Oh, did that one say a room number?
Yes,
110.
110.
But they moved. They're the ones that moved from 119.
Started in
To
119.
110.
Last minute room change, not at their request.
'Twas the lavender lady's request.
Oh yes, but they were the ones that said
Or
it smelled like
lilac.
lilac. Okay.
I think sometimes people just get it mixed up.
I know. They don't smell the same. But yes, I do think they do. All right. This is not a haunted room, but a haunted table. Table 18 is, underlined twice, all caps, haunted, 2 exclamation points, apparently by a finicky waiter or waitress. I think it says waitress. On March 21st, and I believe this is 2001, on March 21st, while preparing to eat our meal, my husband used a squeeze bottle of Grey Poupon mustard on our hamburger. When he placed the mustard back on the table, it rose slightly in the air and turned 90 degrees as if someone had picked it up and turned it back around. Spooky, huh? Oh, man. And that's from Billy.
Billy or spooky.
Billy.
So the ghost at the restaurant didn't like the way they put the mustard back.
Yeah. It picked it up, turned it, set it back down.
Like, hey,
Rose in the
lazy.
air, turned it 90 degrees. I don't know why. It just feels like they weren't done with their meal yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waiter.
Table 18, we should maybe
find
ask
out.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Writing it down. Haley.
Okay. It looks like this is a continuation from the job reunion. So they arrive. And there's a weird energy, and they go to the Alice Inky room, and they stop dead in their tracks, suddenly get very cold and started to shiver, and she knew that a spirit was close by. And then they get that breeze of the scent of the flowery scent, and they're thinking that they encountered Alice Inkley. And then this person was going to sleep that night, and they had, in the same hall they had the encounter, so the same flowery scent area, and she got cold again and said, "I know you are in here. There are more than one of you too." And then she laid in bed for an hour and saw shadows dancing on the walls, the ceiling, and the window. Spirits were flying around the room.
What?
It was a great encounter.
Oh my gosh.
Angelina.
Angelina. Honestly, enviable. No one
Right.
touched her. No one hassled her. She just smelt stuff, felt stuff.
And they
Soft
were
stuff.
dancing. That's kind of cool.
Yes, dancing all over the room.
Okay.
Smelt stuff and I felt stuff.
Smelt stuff, felt stuff.
Okay. My husband and I were preparing to leave. My husband had taken his luggage to the car, and I was gathering my last pieces of miscellaneous into my bags. As I was about to join my husband on the deck with my luggage, I noticed the fan 3 to 4 inches in front of the door, blocking the door. At first, I was beginning to think that it was rude of my husband to leave the fan in front of the door.
Yeah, rude.
As I approached my husband to talk about the fan, excuse me, sir. Okay. As I approached my husband to talk about the fan, I realized that he could not have left the fan in front of the door with his arms full and leaving. I guess somebody here wanted for me to stay.
Bow chicken. No, just kidding.
Oh, there's a sexy ghost now,
I
huh?
want you to join the party where you will be felt and smelt. Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
Sometimes it sounds good in my head before I say it. Then when I say it out loud, I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. We are now in the year 2004. Wait, is that right? Yes. Okay. 2004.
We're
This
jumping
one-
all around with years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
just
I'm
telling
in.
you the year of mine. Okay. This is January 3rd, 2004. Okay. Yes. This is how this one starts. Yes, another Room 110 saga, ... But the sightings were not in Room 110. Through an interesting series of zigs and zags, we found...
I'm sorry. Did Perez Hilton write this?
Oh my gosh. Well, I know I'm reading it at his pace, but this is hard to read.
Oh.
But the story's good.
But the use of the word saga.
Oh, he does use saga. I thought you were talking about how slow I was talking because
No.
Perez Hilton speaks the slowest.
He does speak
of
very slow.
any. I listen to his TikToks on 2 times speed, and they are still not fast enough.
I thought you were talking about the word zigs and zags, and I was picturing it in his voice, even though I've never heard him say that. And I was like, yeah.
It was like the word saga, and I was like, Perez Hilton, and then the zigs and zags, which prompted me to ask.
Yes. Right.
Nothing to do with your pace.
Well, it did give me a chance to talk about how slowly Perez Hilton talks.
Perfect.
Way too slow. Way too slow. Okay, back to the story. Yes, another Room 110 saga. I don't know why I'm starting it over because I am going to keep in the stuff about Perez Hilton, but I'm going to do it again. Yes, another Room 110 saga, but the sightings were not in Room 110. Through a series of zigs and zags, we found the Grand Lodge. This kind of reminds me of the other story about that you read.
Yeah.
It was like a series of events that led them there. We found the Grand Lodge. We were about to leave because we wanted to do an en route. We wanted to do an ensuite room, and there wasn't one. And at that moment, 110. Holy crap! 110 became available. That is the same thing that happened to the other couple. They got moved from 119 to 110 in a series of events that was not of their choosing. So in this one, 110 became available. We stayed, ate, enjoyed the fireplace, and went down to the granny door is what I think that... No, it says garage door. And went down to...
I like to call it a granny door.
Well, what's funny is when I read this before, I was like, granny door? No, garage door. I should probably mark this so I know it says garage door. And I still did granny door again. It really does look like granny door. Okay, to the garage door. And that's in the basement, which I think we walked down and it was open today. But it's like where they set up the musicians, like the live musicians. So we went down to the garage door for a little up-close entertainment. We sat against the wall opposite the garage door with the hall column to our left, the one just outside the entrance to the tasting room. Twice during the evening, I, but not my wife, saw a figure in pure white standing next to the column.
Was it a sheet with 2 holes cut out of the eyes?
The figure in all white standing
Wasn't
next
me.
to, I missed part of this, it's just so hard. His handwriting is not great. Okay, next to and slightly behind the column is what they say. When I turned to look directly at the figure, it vanished. And then there was nobody. Nobody nearby at all. No threat, just a kind of quiet observer. Perhaps just a shy ghost, in quotes.
Shy little ghost.
Woody and Sal. From Florida, from Havana, Florida.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Anyways, I like that story.
That's fun.
And it's just so interesting that there's 2 stories where people weren't intending to stay in room 110 and ended up in room 110. Although his story didn't happen in the room. Still makes you wonder, maybe the ghost followed them down.
Ghost followed him downstairs.
Followed them down.
Yeah, figure in white in the basement. So it could have been the lady, which I said Alice Meek, but there's the Alice Inkley room. So I wonder if the Alice is Alice Inkley.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. This one is a little bit of a longer one, but it is someone who used to work here.
Ooh, yay.
So it goes to say, I have had many ghost experiences at the old lodge. I started out bartending here when it opened March 1st, 2001, and helped get the place together 3 months before that. I think there are 2 ghosts that dominate the lodge. One is a female on the 3rd floor at the west end. She is usually gentle and
Is that the lavender lady?
I think so. She's usually gentle, kind, and always leaves a perfume scent.
Oh, yeah. The reason I was pointing, if you were like, what are you pointing at, is I was trying to figure out east and west.
Oh,
I was like, east, west. Because
I was like, I don't understand these hand signals.
I think we stayed, when you and I stayed here before, on the West End in the room. Yeah, go.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Let's see. She is usually kind and gentle and always leaves a perfume scent. The other ghost is usually in the basement on the east end of the building, but he has a tendency to travel around a bit.
See, that's who I think was following us around. Ooh. Because I felt like it was a male. I really did.
He is hostile and loves to mess with people. I could write a book on all the stories I have heard from guests and employees here. It has been my favorite subject while tending bar. The freakiest thing that happened to me was in the doctor's office.
Ooh.
And we haven't been to that one yet.
Okay, in the doctor's office is the name of a bar here in the very lowest level of the property.
And
Yes.
guess what it used to be?
A doctor's office?
Yes.
You ruined her surprise.
Yeah, I was going to.
I mean, I should have made a bad guess. Ooh, what was it? A ballroom?
Wrong. I know why you'd think that.
A toilet.
A ghost house.
No, that's what it is now.
All right. It was the first winter we were open on a Sunday. I hadn't had a customer for hours. I kept having an uneasy feeling that someone was behind me trying to get my attention. After about the fifth time, I felt it really strong and moved out from behind the bar. My hair had stood up on end and it felt like a hand stroked the back of my neck upwards under my hair and to the top of my head.
What?
I absolutely freaked and ran upstairs to Sean, who was in the main bar, and made him come down and stay with me until it closed down.
Yeah.
I have also been in the wine bar and had the odor. Wait, hold on. And had the odor
I bet of lilacs or lavender.
kind actually turn what? Oh, doorknob. Oh my gosh. I was like, and had the odor. What? And had the doorknob actually turn and open only to see nobody there. One time, our old maintenance girl, Latoya, was there with me when it happened. I've had all the wine glasses fall forward and then off the shelf when I was ready to leave and walking towards the door. The water in the doctor's office used to turn on and off all the time, full blast, with customers there or not. The smells from my old ghostly pal in the basement is a whole other story.
Oh, I want to know what
Putrid.
So not floral and friendly.
Plain
Putrid?
and simple. This ghost messed with me and several other employees way too much when we first opened. Shannon and Rick are two other bartenders that were tormented by Ghosty Boy.
Oh, I wish I could. I just wish I could sit down and talk to Shannon and Rick and Latoya. I wonder if Latoya is the one that had leave written. That was doing the tile.
Oh.
Because Latoya was
It was
the
a maintenance person, yeah.
person.
I wouldn't call her the old maintenance person. I would call her like the lovely maintenance person.
Yeah, me too.
All right. We're almost done with this one. For a while, Shannon refused to tend bar in the doctor's office because of the tormenting. Finally, I just said to him, Shannon is a man. Shannon is a boy's name or a girl's name. I sometimes forget that because I'm so used to
Can
being
be
girls.
both.
I said to him one day to leave. Oh, no. They said to the ghost. Finally, I said to him one day to leave me alone and that he was not welcome near me or even in the room when I was there and that he no longer existed to me. I ignored him every time he did something. He then began to leave me alone. We hired a new employee, Brent. That ghost messed with him for a while after that. And now I think he's strictly messes with curious guests. So look out. And it's signed something.
Well, we sure are curious guests. And
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the same spirit that was following us around because I felt like it was not a malicious spirit. Other than when they were trying to get into the bathroom.
Prankster.
It was impatient.
He did say it was like a bit of a trickster.
Yeah. I mean, you've been around people that are like, oh, I like you. And then the minute you're like, I'm going to go use the restroom without you, they're like, Get back out here. You guys have all been
Try
had
and
friends
stick
like
their
that,
fingers
right?
under the door. Yeah.
Try and stick their fingers under the door. That's terrifying. That's terrifying and reminds me of toddlers.
Yes.
I've experienced that as well. I don't know what's scarier, a toddler trying to stick their fingers under the door.
It's all scary. My husband and I came here to eat in November of 2005. We were leaving when we turned around and saw what I can only describe as the rubber man.
Oh, what?
He was an older man with a hat on. His arms were stretched out like rubber. He was intensely staring at me. He walked. He was see-through. I sort of ran/walked to the car. I was crying and my husband was shaking as well.
I think I would be crying if I saw something that I could only describe as the rubber man.
As we drove out of the parking lot, I laid my hand on my leg and there was a strange coin.
Whoa, that is scary.
Later, I would learn it was a Susan B. Anthony dollar.
What?
We went straight home and I haven't come back since then until today.
Did they say where was it that they saw the rubber man? Was it a room? Or was it like
It was-
in the hall?
They were leaving. So it was outside. I think it was in the parking lot.
Oh, all right.
Spooky.
He was an older man with his hat and his arms were stretched out like rubber. He was see-through. They ran to the car. I mean, so it was somewhere between the restaurant and the
Leaving
car.
That is the scariest one I've heard so far.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
The rubber man.
I wonder if he just wanted a hug. Maybe that's why his arms were stretched
You know
out.
what? If you see the rubber man, give him a hug and let me know how it goes.
I bet he'll massage the back of your head.
Tie your arms together.
And it's like, come on over here.
How do you like that now, rubber man?
Told you. Okay. This is July 10th, 2004. I keep saying I will not put anything down on these pages until I am ready to move on in my career life. I'm assuming this is an employee. I'm wrong. I must share one small event or two. Or two, rather. I have told the story of The Reader to many a willing ear, employees and guests alike. Now that there is another chapter to the story, I will share this one. When I came to work here as the night auditor, what is that? When I read that, I was like, auditor? Is that right? The night auditor? Okay.
Maybe just auditing the night.
Yeah.
Like taxes.
Yeah, the night taxes. Yeah, okay. Is this the rubber man? Did the rubber man? Because she had a coin. All right, I don't know. Okay, when I came to work here as the night auditor in August of 2002, I was told of all the occurrences and this book. I simply said, we'll see. You must be a believer too if you're reading this, or at least open to the possibility. I'm sure a few of you are here with this book because a loved one is forcing you to sit and read it with them. Well, believe what you will. This is my account of The Reader. It was winter, 2002, 2003, and security and I took a break. We sat in the sitting room by the lobby, by the fire, as we talked for a bit. He informed me that there was a lady and two children, a boy and a girl, in the rounder room, reading. I thought nothing of it at first, since we had a couple staying here with their two girls. I did not know at the time that they were girls. I learned that later in the morning. The significance of the sexes of the children did not register until even later that morning, when I thought about the events at length. I'm getting off subject. That's written. I'm getting off subject. Back to the events. It was around 6:30, 7 a.m. when I made my rounds, unlocking doors and picking up any miscellaneous dishes hidden along windows and under benches. I stopped at the rounder room on my way to the east entrance to see if there were any dishes to collect. The only thing I found in the room was a lady who looked up from her book at me and then went back to it. When I looked in again after unlocking the one side door, there was not a single person in that room. Then part two of her story, or his story, I'm not really sure. Funny, it's Tanya, so probably her. Funny that it has been this long. But she was there again this morning around 4:45 a.m. or so. This time she was sitting in an armchair. Will she come again? Who can say? So she wrote this when the second sighting happened, and that was in 2004, but the first time she saw it was 2002 or 2003, so at least a year or two before.
Wow.
Creepy. And didn't one of you say that they worked with someone named Tanya? Because this is a Tanya that worked here as the night auditor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't
I thought
remember.
one of you did. Oh, it might have been. I might be thinking of LaToya.
You probably are.
Could
Okay.
be. All right.
The old maintenance gal, you mean?
I do mean the old maintenance gal, LaToya.
LaToya, we know you're vibrant.
Okay, this one happened in, I believe it must have been the lowest level, room 005. Okay, as I approached my room, artist room 005, I saw that the saloon-style doors were open, and I went in my room for a few seconds to get a watch. When I came back out, one door was closed, and I felt a slight presence and also felt cold. The mirror started like this, and they have a picture of the mirror with both shutters open, and ended like this, and they have a picture with the mirror with one shutter closed. The same night, while I was wandering about the building, I walked into the magic flute room to check it out. I had a strange feeling that someone was watching me, but the room was dark. I turned around to leave, and something cold started doing a massage type thing on my neck and back of my head, as if trying to comfort me.
That is what the other bartender experienced.
Yes, the touching of the back of the head.
is
But this person
harassment.
said they felt comforted. The other one felt freaked out. I mean, I guess it's maybe a bit of like
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah. Some people might be like, well, they said as if they were trying to comfort me, but
Yeah, sometimes people try to comfort you and you're like, oh, no,
Yeah.
don't touch.
I know that anytime my kids are upset and I try to give them my comforting, actually not anytime, sometimes they want the hugs. And sometimes they're like, Mom! What room number did you say that was? You said 005.
005. That was the flute room. So I don't know if we...
Well, they said 005 and then they said later in the magic flute room. So I think it's two different rooms, maybe?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. The artist room was 005. I misspoke. So the artist room was 005, and then they went into the flute room, and that's where the touching happened.
Creepy.
Oh my gosh. The touching ones. Mm-hmm. Felt and smelt. Okay. Let me get the next one up that I would like to read. Okay. April 17th, 2004. Okay. I love I love the way this person wrote. Okay. I greet and honor the mystery of all life with an exclamation point. We came to the Grand Lodge to celebrate my stepson's 30th birthday for the night. We had asked for a quiet room, and we received room 124 with the soaking pool outside our window. It was lovely. Joined the family at Billy and Scott's, I think that's the name of one of the restaurants, and had dinner and wine. Okay, I'm going to say that again.
And wine. Don't redo it. Just
Wait,
leave it.
and wait for it. Wine.
Oh, man. Okay. Returned to our room to change and go for a soak. And as I spread out towels and 4 robes, was stunned to see the fresh towels had a smear of blood that also spread onto the bedspread. I called my 13-year-old son in. He was as surprised and confused as I was by it. Neither of us had cut ourselves, and I was not really freaked out by it, but just blown away. I called the front desk. Candace was bewildered by, I'm assuming Candace is the front desk person. Candace was bewildered by it and soon came to remove it. My son took a digital photo. We joked about it. Disappearing, but we still have the image of towels on the bed with a smear of blood. Oh. Now, a logical explanation may be found. We had left the window open, and perhaps a bird flew in the window.
A bloody bird. She didn't jump to person crawled inside?
So perhaps a bird flew in. Flew in the window. I believe we had left both the curtains and the window open. It banged and fluttered around onto the bed and spread those few drops of blood.
Ma'am, where are the feathers?
Exactly. Well, that's what I wonder. They were dry by the time we found it.
This is Investigator Haley, and I need to see some feathers, ma'am.
And then it says this happened. Then someone wrote 9:30 p.m. Or I think it's the same person wrote 9:30 p.m. Birds sleep, don't they? Because that's when it happened. Then it says, then But then again, I haven't read anything like this occurring before. Just tricksters, rearrangements, orderly reorganizing, smells, sensations,
Smelting and felting.
and visions. Smelting and melting. And then with several M's and several dots. I was never scared or fearful, just kind of angry and puzzled by the blood. Very bizarre in a most intriguing sort of way. And then it says, may we all find peace. May we all be released from suffering. May we all be free. Blessed be.
Okay, to clarify, did the blood disappear or did it not?
No, the front desk person came and removed the towels and bedspread. The blood did not disappear, but it was dry by the time they found it. It was smeared blood on the towels and on the bedspread. So it wasn't like it came in on bloody towels because it was...
In what room was that?
It was room... They were room... I'm glad you asked. Room 124 overlooking the soaking pools. I'm going to write that down.
All right.
Do you want me to... we keep having ones that fit perfectly and piggyback. Like this is my very next one, and it is called A Bloody Good Time in Room 124.
No way. No
Stop
way.
it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So that's why I wanted to do it next.
And
Emily, tell us everything.
This is a different year because we kind of divvied it up by the years.
Yes. So this
The
was in
stories were-
2006. This was February 24th, 2006. What year was yours?
I believe it was 2000. I believe it was 2004.
Okay. A Bloody Good Time in Room 124. My
Too bad it
friends...
wasn't room 129. Bloody good time in room 129.
I know it would have rhymed.
These spirits just are not thinking about story titles.
Maybe it's that bird who's kind of a turd. See the rhymes?
In room 123rd. Just kidding. It's room 124.
Okay, room 124. Let's... No more rhymes. I mean it. Okay.
Anybody want?
My friends... Yes. My friends, the Marshalls, were staying in room 124. We in 121. And checked out this this ghost book. And my friend, Tammy, did not want to hear about her room. I read the story on page 25, which I believe is the story that you just read.
Maybe. Let me tell you what page number it said. Oops. I'll tell you what page number it said. Yes, it was page 25.
Okay, so this is... Okay, I read the story on page 125 and kept it to myself. The next morning, the Marshalls said their radio kept turning on through the night and saw shadows flitting around. In the daylight, Tammy said, now I want to know the story. Sorry, this is so hard to read.
Girl, I understand.
I'm not as understanding.
Okay.
Just
Haley
kidding.
doesn't have as hard of a time reading.
Okay, so in the daylight, Tammy said, now I want to know the story. And I told her of the mysterious blood spots showing on the towels and bedspread. And she said, oh my gosh, come with me.
No.
We went to 124 and there on the bedspread, a bloody looking spot. Not wine, not lipstick. Looked like blood.
Oh my God.
Coincidence? Question mark? Freaky. Sweet dreams to those in 124.
Oh my gosh.
Sleep tight.
Okay. And then it signed the Joys, the Marshalls, and Jones at Tammy's 40th birthday bash.
Oh, fun. Fun.
Love that.
Love it too.
I love that story.
now
That's
you,
so good.
Haley.
Okay. So we had heard that some of the lodge's former residents could still be lingering here and wanted to check it out. As soon as we checked into our room, we took some photos with our digital camera in the room and went to dinner. After dinner, which was wonderful, by the way, we went back to the room and looked at the pictures. We were quite surprised to find a perfect orb captured on one of the pictures. Our room was 110, and the orb was high in the corner, kind of above the table. Nothing was visible to us when we took the pictures, and our attempts to recreate it failed. We took many more pictures of our room, but nothing else showed up. We did walk through the building later that night and were able to get a few more pictures with orbs. On the second floor, there were orbs by the bench, outside the magic flute room, we saw nothing when we took the pictures, but orbs showed up in the pictures. So they would like pause, look at the photo, no orbs, go back and look at the photos later, orbs. I did have a feeling that I should take photos there and felt a cold breeze just before we took the pictures. We took more pictures, more orbs at different places, outside the spa. Something white flashed across the room, pictures of orbs, and some of the photos only showed up with orbs once they were put onto their computer and they got a closer look. They went to bed around midnight and all was quiet for an hour or so. I couldn't sleep and so was wide awake. Around 1 a.m., I felt the top covers at the foot of my bed being jerked up, almost like they were being fluffed. At the same time, a really cold breeze blew across my feet. I thought that perhaps my husband had kicked his feet, so I scooted closer to him and put my feet over his legs. A few seconds later, the covers were again jerked up, and I felt the cold.
Oh, that is creepy. I don't like the idea of someone messing with my feet while I sleep.
Also, don't untuck the sheets. Those are annoying to tuck back in.
Yeah, unless you're really tall. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you gotta untuck them. I don't even tuck the bottom sheets in.
Jason always kicks it out.
Okay, this one's great. It's a same experience. Anyways, two people writing same experience. Okay, this is room 208. And this is in 2007, March 23rd, 2007. Hold on one sec. Listener, please wait.
Hold on, real quick.
The reason I skipped the next one is because it's called Funkified. Do you feel the beat?
See, I wish
you had read that one.
Oh boy.
Hey, we're all doing two at the end. Do you want to read?
Oh my gosh,
Funkified?
you guys, this one's so weird.
Just do it.
I can share it. Okay. Well, you're looking up your stuff. Okay. We were minding our own business, eating at table 20, reading the stories, when I heard some ghetto music start to play and a sense of rhythm filled my soul. Then I felt a tap on the back of my chair and made me want to stand up and dance. Then the music changed and the water glass of the girl next to me slipped out of her hand and water spewed across the table much further than normal water would have traveled across.
This person has experience with water.
Much more than normal water would have traveled across a non-haunted table. I was
I love this.
I was simply aghast. And in reaction...
No, they were a ghost.
Yeah, good. And in reaction, I looked to my right only to see the plate next to me had perfectly stacked pickles and tomatoes on it. Everything started swirling around me, and I felt the rhythm again, but it was a false feeling because I realized the ghetto music had returned. I can only conclude that the ghost of rhythm haunts table 20, and now table me. 20. Beware and take care, dancer, a.k.a. Ludmilla and Palmilla. Then I heard chickens clucking next to me. This is a P.S. Then I heard chickens clucking next to me, but realized it was the lady next to me laughing. Nay, but she spelled
that
it
is a horse.
N-E-Y. Nay,
that is
chortling, probably to the beat. That was ghetto, by the way.
Oh my gosh! Wait, this just sounds like someone took like a psychedelic.
Maybe
that is what it sounds. Things started swirling.
They did write like they drew little music notes and ghosts, and then little stick figures saying, "We love to dance."
Yeah, you can really dance. March 23rd, 2007, room 208. I think I already wrote that down. Sometime after midnight, my wife left the room to use the restroom.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were going to say, my wife left me.
Okay. No. Well, listen to the rest of the story. Because kinda. Okay. Sometime after midnight, my wife left the room to use the restroom directly across the hall from our room. After 20 minutes of waiting for her, I decided to check up on her. After knocking on the ladies' room and getting no answer, I went in. No wife. I checked all the halls, bars, landing, and front desk to see if anyone had seen a woman in a bathrobe and socks walking around. No lady had been seen. No lady had seen her. Oh, yeah. Nobody. I'm sorry. No.
No body.
No
Yeah,
lady,
that's
no
so
body.
hard. No. Public service announcement. If you are going to handwrite anything for other people to read, just print. I honestly, can we just all do all caps at this point? People's penmanship has gone downhill. Okay. Nobody had seen her. When I returned to the room, she was sitting on the bench outside in the hall, totally freaked out. She had found herself lost at McDonald's 2 blocks away and no idea how she got there. She has never been a sleepwalker, and it was wet and cold last night. I hope I can sleep tonight. Now she writes her version of events. I am the lady in the white robe.
With socks. Wait, was she standing behind a pillar in one of your earlier stories?
Ooh, different here, but maybe. Okay. I am the lady in the white robe, lost from room 208. I had been drinking in the basement near the garage and live music, great in parentheses. We went upstairs and got ready for bed. At some point, I got up to use the bathroom and disappeared. I came to my senses a ways past McDonald's and thought to myself, I wish I'd see someone to ask for help. I saw a man at McDonald's and told him that I was staying at McMenamins, and he showed me 2 blocks away, and I headed home. When I got to the lodge, a nice woman and man helped me, and then I saw my poor husband. I felt terrified and lost. I think I was sleepwalking and got led away by someone or something. Oh, yeah. When I turned the light off in room 208, I saw the orb flutter up and away. Anyway, I thought that was creepy. She came to her senses 2 blocks away in her bathrobe and
Lost
slippers.
time.
Just walked 2 blocks away.
That's crazy.
Do you think she saw the rubber man? I don't know.
So you're saying there's a McDonald's around here?
2 blocks away. So you're telling me there's a chance? Okay, I got
Man, that one is really spooky.
I know. It's just so scary to think you could wait. I mean, it sounds like she's like, I was drinking, but then we came and went to bed. I got up to go to the bathroom, and then she just lost time. He just waited for her for 20 minutes, and she didn't come back. That's really scary.
It's wild.
Yeah.
He must have been really worried.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
guys,
gosh.
this is so much fun.
Thank you to everybody who wrote in these ghost logs.
Yes.
I think we might have to do a part 2 because there's a lot more.
We have more. And, okay, so I kind of kept a tally of the rooms. And, of course, this is only from the ones we read. The most haunted rooms, according to the ones we just read, would be the Magic Flute Room. We had 3 occurrences in the Magic Flute Room, 4 occurrences from room 110, 3 occurrences from 220, and those are the top ones. Oh. The other ones were like 1 in 216, 1 in 224, 2 in the Alice Inkley room. The tables, table 20, table 18, each had 1. So I would say the most haunted room, according to my data, which is very inaccurate, I'm sure, because I don't think I tallied every single one. I forget.
Hey,
is room 110.
You are a room investigator,
Thank you.
and you're very accurate.
At room 119, our room only showed up once, and we were supposed to be in room 119, but we got moved to room 110, and that's when those people had that spooky experience.
Yeah.
So we are in the Helen and Tom Stevens room. And this is what's super cool about McMenamins is each room on the first floor and second floor are named after former residents. Mm-hmm. And so you get the little story of the former residents in the room. So real fast, I'm going to tell you. And there's a picture of Helen in here. It's just so cute. It's like a painting on the wall. Helen Bottler became the Masonic Home's first staff registered nurse in 1927. She had just graduated from nursing school in Glendale, California. I was just out of school, and this was my first job, and I was very enthusiastic. That's in quotes, so she said that. Maybe a journal. Helen worked very closely with the sick and ailing residents. One day, a resident became suddenly ill, and Helen was up all night helping her through this near-fatal incident. This is in quotes, we saved her. When I left, she came up to me and said, I don't like you. I never have liked you, but I want to say thank you. Oh my gosh. Now, here's the part where Helen meets Tom Stevens and becomes Helen, and Helen Bottler becomes Helen Stevens. While working at the home, Helen befriended Tom Stevens. "A real English gentleman," she said. Born in Cornwall, England, Tom was a skilled blacksmith and carpenter. Oh, maybe he's the spooky guy downstairs if he's like the wants tools organized. I don't know. Because Tom seems nice. He was a skilled blacksmith and carpenter with a passion for flowers. Maybe he's the one leaving floral scents. He was hired as the Masonic Home's first landscaper in 1922. Tom laid out the front lawn and planted and cared for all the flowers, shrubs, and ornamental trees. Do you want to or do you want me to? You do it. Sure.
Every Sunday, he brought me a bouquet of roses, remembers Helen. They were married in 1929. All the help gave me a nice shower before we were married, and many came to the wedding. Tom and Helen stayed at the home until 1931 when they moved on to other jobs.
I just love that they honor like the history and the memory of people that were significant to the beginning of this place. I just think it's really great.
Too. Okay, and I didn't read this one because it was a really long one, but there was one story where this woman had brought her grandkids here and they loved it. They were running around like they saw the secret passageways. They did all this super cool stuff.
Yes, there's secret passageways.
So, yes, it's super cool. So she brought them back again a second time, and her 3-year-old, who's not easily scared, the 3-year-old grandson, screamed. Said he saw a monster.
Uh-oh. Was it rubber? Was it a rubber man?
No, it wasn't a rubber man. But then later he pointed at the picture of Tabitha Brown. There's a painting of her. He said she was the monster. She's known as the Mother of Oregon, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Wait, is she the one that I pointed to the picture and said she started an orphanage? Was that Tabitha Brown?
We'll have to go look at it. But that one freaked me out. The kid had loved coming here and then apparently saw something terrifying.
Tabitha Brown.
And said that it was Tabitha.
Okay, we're going to find that. All right. We have one more night to stay here. We'll update you. We'll let you know. Maybe we'll maybe we'll add it to this episode or maybe we'll just include it in Fall Out Friday. We're not really sure. Thank you so much for listening. Haley, will you take us out?
Thank you for listening to the Spooky Darlings podcast. And you can find our socials on Instagram and TikTok at the Spooky Darlings podcast. And if you have questions, corrections, and hopefully stories of your own, have you stayed at a McMenamins and had a ghost experience? Email us at thespookydarlings@gmail.com. And don't forget about our sticker promotion and our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. And thank you for listening and stay spooky in the night.
Be the spooky darling you wish to see in the world. Goodbye.
5 stars.
Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening. And as always, stay spooky.